So this class this evening, we're going to look to be working into the shoulders and releasing across the chest. So we're going to look to release into the heart space. So when we release and work into the shoulders, release into the chest, then we can also kind of open up through the front of the body into our heart center. So in this class today, you're going to probably need a strap and then 2 blocks. And for the start of this class, we're going to sit in Siddhasana. So Siddhasana, where the heels kind of like in line with the groin, or if you want to, you can come into Sukhasana and just cross the ankles. And it doesn't matter which leg you have over the top, whatever feels most comfortable. And then I just take a little cushion just to prop my hips up and give my hips a little bit of elevation so that it kind of allow my spine to grow up. Because what we're looking for a real active stretch and a real active lift through the body as we sit here today. So we don't feel we're kind of collapsing back into it. So let's turn the palms up. Let the eyes close. And just focus here on the breath. And tonight we're going to, in our practice, we're going to look to find that space and stillness within our practice. Some of our classes can be really strong. But tonight is a real night. It's a really dark night out there tonight because it's a new moon. And a new moon basically means it's when the moon is in the shadow of the earth from the sun, so there's no reflection on the moon, so it's the dark moon, the black moon tonight. And the new moon is a really good time, and it's a new moon in Sagittarius tonight, and it's a really good time to set our intentions for this end of the year coming, because in a week's time, a week today, we're going to be coming into the solstice, and that for us is the return of the light. So the week coming up is going to be the darkest week, and especially tonight, it's probably going to be the darkest night because there is no moon tonight. So it's the shortest amount of daylight, and there is no moon to light the night sky. We're having a couple of celestial events today. There's been a solar eclipse is happening as well, but we won't see that. So that's down in South America. So up in the northern hemisphere, we definitely won't be seeing that. So we've got a few celestial events going on today. So let's just feel that spine lifting and lengthening. Focus on your breath. And this time is a really good time of the year to set intentions for the coming year, so we can start thinking about what we want to develop coming up as the new year comes into fruition. So it's always nice to have a few little ideas before we come to the actual event of the solstice in a week's time. And even though it's really dark out there, very dark out there tonight, I want you just to have that little bit of light that shines within. I always think of this time of year as the yin and the yang. And even within the yang, there's that tiny spot of yin and vice versa. So we're in the very yin part of the year, the very dark part of the year. And there's that spot of yang, that light within the darkness. I want you to think about bringing that into your practice as well today. So we're going to kind of find that stillness and that space and that pause within our practice today. For each pose, as we work through, we're just going to look for a little bit of a pause and a moment maybe to come back. So we're going to set an intention for our practice today. So I just want you to think of something, your heart's desire, something that is very much in the positive and in the present moment. So we're just going to focus on your breath for a moment. And each time we exhale, I just want you to think about drawing that navel all the way back, draw it back to the spine. Take the hand onto the belly so you can really feel that movement. So as you breathe in, the belly pushes out into the hand, and as you exhale, just breathe in all the way back. Feel that that belly button's drawing back toward the spine, but the spine isn't moving at all. In fact, it's just growing longer all the time. Breathing into the belly. And exhale. Now hand is on top of Manipura chakra, so solar plexus. Taking the other hand onto the heart center and a heart chakra. As I said at the beginning of this class, we're going to look to do some shoulder opening classes, shoulder opening poses to help us open our hearts for this coming time of darkness. Really allowing yourself to ground here. Sometimes in a shorter class, we don't always find the time to really ground and to center and just to be. Today I just want us to find that in this dark, dark night. Now from here, breathing in, whichever hand's on your heart, just lifting that above the head and taking this other hand so it kind of comes down. So you've got, as if you're holding a big ball in between the hands. And that energy is kind of like in the hand above and the hand below. We're going to breathe in whichever way the top hand is. So we might have that all different. Mine is my left hand. I'm going to push it over to the right and the other hand's going to slide through. So kind of like stretching through. Look down over the opposite shoulder. And then breathe in and coming back to the center. And again, exhale and just pushing one arm across the body and the other arm comes over the head as we stretch through. And breathing in and coming through. And exhale and pushing over, lengthening into the shoulders. Stretch open up into that armpit. And then breathe in, coming here. Just imagine that you're holding a lovely ball of light as you circle that around. Holding, you can, if you squash, bring the hands together, there might be a point when you can feel that resistance of that prana. Mine's really quite close at the moment. But if you do Reiki and you want to activate your Reiki, you'll probably find that you're going to be a little bit further apart. And then you'll find that you can feel that energy. I don't know if you can feel it. You can feel the warmth. And it's almost like an electromagnetic energy, isn't it? So let's breathe in. Just draw that energy. Open it up. Breathing in. As we exhale, we're going to stretch through. Looking down to the bottom hand shoulder. And then breathe in and coming back. Drawing that energy back. And then exhale, so we're spinning that ball almost as we take that arm over. And breathe in and coming back to the center. And exhale and just ease in all the way over. Breathe in. From here, we're going to take that ball up, stretch it right the way up, holding that ball. Draw the hands together. Just notice where you can feel that resistance from the energy from the other hand. And then exhale, take those hands round all the way behind. Pull the fingers back, open the chest, drop the fingers down to the earth, pull the chest and the heart forward as we open the chest here. And then exhale, come forward onto the hands, onto the knees. We're going to slide onto the knees. And if you want to, you can bring a cushion. I'm just going to pop a cushion on my heels. And that doesn't, some of you might really feel you need a cushion. Some of you might just need a little bit of comfort. But sometimes it's just nice to have it there. Okay, so I'm not going to use a strap, I'm going to use a brick. So we're going to take the bricks and we're going to think about extending those fingers out in front of you. So the fingers are pointing forward and stretch through. So let the fingers point forwards. We're not gripping the block, we're just pointing those fingers. Squeeze that block in, pull the shoulders down and feel where you're actually holding. So I could kind of like almost spin that block as my fingers are pressing out, and then feel squash, squash, draw those shoulders together. Keep those shoulders rolling down the back, and then breathe in and lift those arms up. And as we squeeze, just feeling that little pause in the movement here. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. You can come up onto your knees if it's too much to be sitting down on the heels. And then from here, turn that block into the opposite direction. Roll the shoulders in a little bit. Roll the elbows in. Bend those arms back so the elbows go back. Watch those shoulders want to come out, but keep those elbows in. And push back with those hands, keeping those elbows really pulled in here. Keep the chest lifted. So we almost got a little bit of a back bend, and that block is high, so it's up behind the head, it's not behind the neck. And then breathe in, stretch in, squeeze that block, come forward with that block. Exhale, take that block down onto the earth. Draw both arms up towards the sky. Link those fingers round behind you now. Open up through the heart. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale. And then just ease in all the head all the way down. And if you want to, you can come up onto the crown of the head and take the arms over the head as you stretch through. And then from here, coming up, sitting back on those heels and sitting tall. So we're going to replace the block with the strap, and we're going to hold the strap. And we're going to take those arms up above the head and just stretching back, so maybe taking the strap round behind you, but making sure that it doesn't feel like you're going to pull your arms out of the sockets here. So I always hold on to the buckle. I never used to, and I used to swing the strap around and always hit myself in the face with the buckle. And then my sister said to me one day, "Why don't you hold on to the buckle?" I was like, aha, a light bulb moment. So then just coming through and then breathing in and lifting, rolling through those shoulders and breathe in, coming up. Exhale. Now we can feel the resistance. Remember we were playing with that light and energy earlier on. So now we can really feel that resistance. Pull down into that right hand. Stretching over to the left, but maybe even slide the hips just slightly off to the left hand side. And then breathe in, come back to the center, slide the hips off to the right hand side, and just drawing the arm over. So working, so kind of lifting, working up through the armpits. And then from here, lifting all the way up. Drop those hands in front of you. From here, we're going to take the left arm all the way over the head and drop it down. And then the right arm comes left arm comes all the way back and over. And then same arm, just taking it, circling it through, and then coming back and over. And one more time, taking it over. So really working into that shoulder joint, coming over, take it over to the other side. Right arm comes over to the head, the left arm stays in the same position. And just working through. And breathing in and over. And exhale and through. And one more time and over. So this left hand staying in the same position. Now we're going to come over to the right, sweep the left hand over, then coming round. So we're coming in big circles here, easing through the shoulders. And then come back to the center and then back into the opposite direction. And just circling through. So you're probably feeling those shoulders warming up a little bit already. as we're just working through. And then hold it at the back. Just holding back, lifting and open the chest. Lifting the chest. So you kind of draw the heart up, bring the arms up, exhale, taking those arms over the head. And then we're going to lose the strap for a moment. We are going to come back to the strap, so have it around. And then just notice how those shoulders feel. Maybe take a little bit of movement into them, because we're kind of like starting to work. We've got sits muscles, so the rotator cuff muscles in our shoulders. We have to really look after them, especially when we do a lot of vinyasa. So if we're doing a lot of chaturanga in the class, we have to make sure we look after those shoulders, because otherwise we can have a rotator cuff injury, which is not very pleasant, and it can take a long time to heal. So from here, let's come onto the hands and onto the knees. And then from here, we're going to just notice where the hands are, and then bring the elbows down to where the hands are. And then take the hands, take the hands to the outside of your arms. So outside onto the triceps. Because sometimes when I say hold your upper arms, people kind of like hold the inside of the elbows. But if we hold the upper arms, that really kind of gives us a good movement and a good space, gives us shoulder width apart. Now bring the hands into prayer. Push back, and as you push back, let the bottom come up towards the sky and let the chest come down towards earth. So we feel that openness into the chest and the heart. And then from here, we're going to breathe in. We're going to come forward, pull up through the belly, bring the chest forward, and then exhale and easing back. Pull the hips back, work into the shoulders, breathing in. Come forward, exhale, and just coming back. Now, just making sure that your body feels nice and strong here, and you don't feel that you're collapsing through the hips and the shoulders. So in between, you think about the shoulder blades and the hips, the two girdles there, and in between, keep that spine. We have an actual curve in the spine anyway, and that's fine, but we just want to be aware that we're keeping the body strong. And we do that by kind of pulling up through Mula Bandha and slightly through Uddiyana Bandha as well. Now from here, we're going to come forward onto those elbows, tuck the toes under, and then walking those toes in. Push up from the elbows to the armpits, to the inner waist, all the way up to the hips. Walk those feet in, lifting up through the backs of the legs here. Now, good, lovely. Now lift the right leg up behind you. So just lift that right leg up, taking that right leg up high. Bring that right leg all the way down. Lift the left leg up towards the sky. So lifting that left leg. Good, lovely. Really make sure the head's not dropping on the floor, so we're pushing into those elbows and the arms. Good. And then exhale, bring that left leg down. Now walk back into your elbow plank. So come into elbow plank, keeping the body, be aware if your bottom is kind of up or if it's sagging through. Now from here, we're going to roll onto the right elbow. Be careful of that right shoulder. Lift the left arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, coming back. Roll onto the left elbow and stack the feet if you want to, and then lift the right arm up. And then exhale, coming through. Walk back in into your dolphin. Come up onto those toes. Make sure you don't kind of collapse over the arms. So we're lifting and lengthening. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Exhale, and lifting those arms all the way up towards the sky. Just imagine you've got that energy of light. And just notice if it feels stronger now. Bring the palms together. Draw those shoulders, draw the fingers all the way back. And then exhale, let those hands come down onto the earth. From here, tucking the toes under, push back into your Uttanasana. Standing forward bend, spread those toes. Good. So from here we can bend those knees a little bit if you want to. And just feel the body just drawing in. And then breathe in, lifting up, halfway up. Spread the toes, exhale, and releasing down. Bend those knees, breathe in, lift both arms up towards the sky. Stretching those arms all the way up. Fingers, hands slightly apart so we feel that we've got that energy above our head, holding onto that ball of light, pressing down into the feet. Pull up through the core. Bring the palms together now, bend those elbows and push those hands back. And lifting and lengthening. And then breathe in. Now take the hands up. I want you to imagine you're drawing a light from a line from your fingers. And as you exhale, you're coming down. You're drawing that light in front of you. So just so as you come down, you can keep the arms, you can bring the arms down in between the feet, or you can keep those arms kind of up. And then just draw that line down in between your feet. Bend those knees, breathe in, and then lifting those arms up. Bend those elbows, push those hands all the way back. So we feel that we're opening into the chest. Little back bend here. Breathe in, exhale, coming forward. Now you can bend the knees here, you can keep the legs straight. You can come down, bring the hands all the way down onto the floor. Release the head down. Breathe in, sweeping those arms all the way up and standing tall. And then last time, exhale, and then coming down. Walk to the front of the mats if you're not at the front of the mats. Let that line come down, pressing those fingers into the earth. Take the hands down onto the earth here. Breathing in, lifting the head, and then exhale. Releasing the head all the way down. From here, bring the hands slightly further forward, and you can use bricks if you want to, and lift that right leg up behind you. So just lifting that right leg, bend the left leg and bring that right foot down, but not too far away from the front foot, because we're going to push back into that left leg. And we're going to take both hands and we're going to wrap them around the back of either the thigh or the calf. So you don't want to be too far away. But remember, you have got a strap, so you can use that strap if you feel that you just can't reach that back leg. You can just take the strap around the calf, or just holding onto that calf, breathing in, and as you exhale, just letting, that's it, good. So wrapping the hands around both legs, and just letting that head come, that's it, lovely. Letting the head come down. So the feet are on tram lines, you haven't got one foot behind the other. As you just trying to find that little bit of pause in the flow. And then from here, breathe in, bend that front knee. Breathe in, push those arms up towards the sky, both feet are facing forward. Bend those elbows, lifting that chest, press into that back foot. So you really feel that you're lifting and lengthening, stretching through. And then exhale, let those hands come through. Reach those hands back and up. Let your body hinge. And as you do, keep that chest lifted as you lift that right leg up behind you. Press into those fingers, chest and heart comes forward. Hold it here for Virabhadrasana 3 with those arms reaching back. Now bend that left leg. Drop the right foot down. Sweep the right arm all the way up and over. So we've come into a warrior 2 pose here. Lifting that left arm. Now take this right hand. Take this right hand so it kind of comes across like we did earlier on. So we're just stretching. Press into that left foot. At the front, make sure you're not gripping those toes into the back, outside edge of the right foot. Roll the shoulders down the back. Listen to the breath. Breathe in. As we exhale, we're going to change the arms round. And we're going to take the right arm. So I'm not resting that arm on that leg unless you need to. The arms off the leg. And then breathe in and coming up. Swap the arms around. And then we just imagine you're moving that big ball and it's coming up. And breathe in, coming up. Lifting, working into those shoulders. Exhale, coming all the way over. Flowing here, notice the pause. And then breathe in, coming up. Stretching through here. Turn those feet so both feet come forward. Lift both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, let the arms open as you fold forward. Take the hands onto the thighs. Roll the hand, slide the hands down the legs, and that helps just to support that lower back. Hold on to those big toes. Pull the elbows out towards the knees. So you open the chest and pull that chest all the way down towards the earth. As we breathe in, we lift and lengthen. As we exhale, we just let the head release all the way down towards the earth. It doesn't matter, we're not looking to get the head on the floor. Breathing in, lifting, and exhale, and releasing all the way down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, lift the chest up. Just scoot those hands over to the right hand side. Pull the chest and the heart forward. Exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. Spread open into those hands. And as we breathe in, come up onto those toes. Lift right the way up onto toes. Now move those hands slightly closer together so you really feel that they're in line with the shoulders. Look towards the hands. Shift the weight slightly forward. Bend both elbows down onto the floor and walk those toes in. And just stretching up on those elbows. Good, lovely. Walk in into dolphin. Feel that movement and that work into your shoulders and your heart. And again, find that little moment of pause and peace within this practice. Walk those legs back out into a plank. So we're coming into an elbow plank. So the chest comes forward and our body's really quite strong. And we feel those shoulders rolling down the back. Push up to that space between the shoulders. Now just rolling the hips over to the right hand side. Just roll them over and then unfurl that left arm, lift that left arm up towards the sky as we open through. Press into that left hand. Exhale, bring that left hand all the way down. Good, lovely. Rolling all the way over to the other side. Brilliant. And the right arm lifts. Keep that right hip lifting so the hip's not collapsing down into the earth. Press into that right hand. Exhale, let that right hand come all the way back down. So bringing the hips back down. Bring the knees onto the floor. From here, we're going to bring the hands where the elbows were. Push the tailbone back. Now from here, we're going to bend those arms, lower down, chest comes down, bottom in the air. Slide it through, toes onto the floor, hands by the chest, lift into a cobra here. So trying to keep the tailbone onto the earth as we lift and lengthen. And then exhale, tuck the toes under, push into plank, push back into your downward facing dog. Just easing through those legs. Bend those knees, look forward, walk, step or jump in between the hands, release the head all the way down. Bend those knees, breathe in, sweeping those arms all the way up towards the sky. Bring the palms together, exhale, and just push the hands back. So we do get a bit of a back bend going on here in the body. Draw the elbows together. push up. Think about that line, lift those fingers, and then from here, bend the knees, or you can come down with a flat back, and then letting those hands come all the way down in between the feet. Good, lovely. Feel that length in the body. Just be wary of your lower back. Let the fingers come down. Bend those knees if you want to. Breathe in, lifting those arms all the way up, bending those elbows, pushing those fingers back. And then again, exhale, coming through, taking those hands all the way down towards the earth, releasing that head. And then from here, bend those knees, breathe in, and lifting those arms all the way up through Utkatasana, lifting up. Bend those elbows back. Exhale. This time you can either run the hands down the leg, or you can just bring the hands all the way down. Lifting the chest and the heart, pull the tailbone back, roll those shoulders down the back. Take the weight into the right leg, really feel that you're pressing down. Again, find that little pause in this movement here. From here, we're going to breathe in, lifting that left leg up behind you. Pull the chest and the heart forward. Bend that right leg, bring that left foot down, but not too far away, because we're going to hinge back, folding over this right leg. And then we're going to take the hands around the back of the left calf. So I'm in a little bit, so I was a little bit wide there. So I'm just going to come in a little bit closer and just hold it here, letting the head come down towards the knee. And you might find that you have a little wobble there, and that's fine. So the closer the feet are together, the easier it becomes and the more we balance here. So we find that balance and softening into it. Just ask yourself, where can my body yield? Where can my body soften to come into this pose? And then from here, bend that front knee. Breathe in, lift both arms all the way up towards the sky. Draw the elbows in. Lift those arms up. And the feet aren't very wide here at all, so you can pull that tailbone. And we can lift right up out of those ribs. Lift them off the hips. And then from here, we're going to come forward. And as we come forward, we're going to open those arms, sweep those arms up behind you. And as you do, lift that left leg up. Keep this chest coming forward. So we really feel the good, lovely. The chest is coming forward. The arms are slightly lifting up and away, so you feel that chest and heart coming forward. And then from here, just turn that left foot to the side. Bend that right knee, drop that left foot down, sweep that left arm all the way up and over, and bring that right arm up towards the sky. Take this left hand in front, so we're kind of holding that big ball here. And breathe. Press into the feet. Now from here, we're going to breathe in. And then as we exhale, turn that ball so the hands come round to the other side. And breathe in and coming up. Rotate that big ball. And exhale. Just working with this light and energy within us. And breathing in and lifting all the way up. And exhale. All the way over. And breathing in, lifting that arm up. Bring both feet forward. So both feet are facing to the long side, cross the arms. So you've got this big ball above the head. Exhale, letting those hands come all the way down. Now you can take the hands onto the thighs, or you can just let those hands drop all the way down towards the earth. Press those heels out, turn those toes in, pull that chest and the heart forward. Now as we exhale, fold forward, take the hands out to the toes, draw the elbows to
the knees and drop in that heart. And as you do, kind of pull the heart between the thighs here and breathe. And each time we exhale, just let the body come down. Now check in with those ears. Are they near the shoulders? And pull, lift the shoulders up as we fold down. You might find just with each breath, your head is coming a little bit lower. Take those hands, slide those hands behind you, palms facing up, and that head might drop down towards the earth here, pushing those heels out. And then exhale, come forward. Walk those hands forward. Exhale, come all the way over to that right leg. Drop it into the hips. And then from here, we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Now place the hands onto the floor. Draw them in just maybe a little bit so that they're not too wide. They really are underneath the shoulders. Now look towards the hands, kind of shift the weight slightly forward, roll the elbows in very slightly towards each other, and then see if you can lower both elbows down onto the floor at the same time, keeping the bottom in the air, so the elbows are coming down onto the floor, the bottom's in the air into our dolphin pose. So we're on the elbows, bottom in the air, walk those feet in as much as you can. Press up through those elbows. You don't let the head come down. Walk back into your plank pose. Come into a nice strong plank. And again, we're going to come into side plank. So just roll onto the left elbow, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Keep that right hip lifted as we come over into that side plank. Bring that right arm all the way down. Swap it over. Good, lovely. Keep it strong in your core. And lift that left arm all the way up towards the sky, lifting that right hip up, left hip up, whichever hip up it is. And then exhale, and then bring that elbow, those elbows down. From here, bring the knees down onto the floor. Take the hands where the elbows were. Pull the chest and the heart forward. We're going to come down, we're going to hold it in our Ashtanga Namaskar, so the bottom's up in the air, so you feel your chest on the earth and the chin's on the earth. Slide the bottom down, breathing in and lifting up. Try not to look out the elbows and roll the shoulders back. Pull the shoulders all the way down the back, open the chest and the heart, tuck the toes under, push back, and then back into your downward facing dog. And just paddle through those feet here. Just swinging those hips from side to side. Lift up, right up onto those toes. Bend those knees, walk, step or jump in between the hands. Release the head all the way down. Draw the shoulders back towards the ears. Lift in the heart. Exhale. And just let the body release down. Bend those knees, breathe in, lift those arms all the way up towards the sky. Bring the palms together, take those arms slightly back. Exhale, bring the thumbs into the heart. Feel that pause here. And just find your breath. Listen to the sound of the breath here. And then breathe in, lifting both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, this time I'm going to open the heart, swallow dive all the way down. Bend those knees if you need to bend those knees. Bring those hands all the way down towards the earth. Breathing in, looking halfway up. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank.
Keep it nice and strong and long. Think about, we've been doing elbow plank, so we're going to do arm plank, hand plank. Now from here, we're going to roll the elbows in towards each other, and we're going to lower the body down towards the earth. Just let the chest come down towards the earth. Now slide through, push the toes as well, push the toes through, and lifting up, roll over those toes so you come onto the tops of the toes, rolling the shoulder blades down the back as you lift into your upward facing dog pose. And then exhale and push back into your downward facing dog pose. Now from here, we're going to breathe in, lift that left leg all the way up towards the sky. So just lifting that left leg all the way up. Open up through that left hip. And then from here, we're going to breathe in, bring that left foot forward in between the hands, all the way through in between the hands. So we're into a nice deep lunge here. Dropping into those hips. We're going to bring that right heel all the way back down to the floor. Sweep that right arm all the way up and over. And just looking down towards that right hand. Hold it here. Maybe even turn that right hand out as if you were holding that ball out to that right hand side of the body. Breathe in, straightening that left leg. Bring that ball up towards the sky. Open those arms. Reach forward with the left hand. Bring that left hand down onto the earth. Reach up with that right hand into Trikonasana pose. Turn the head and look up to that right hand. Now have a little micro movement in this right hip. You can just let that right hip just roll in a little tiny bit. And that allows the body to be long. You know, I was talking about having an active waist here. Because that right hand's lifting up towards the sky, pressing down into that left hand. From here, we're going to breathe in. I'm going to bend that left knee, breathe in, think about that ball, lifting that ball, looking over to the right hand. Now from here, lifting up, take the right hand onto the hip, exhale, reach through, and just lifting that left leg up behind you. Now you can have a brick underneath your hand here if you want to, and that just gives you some elevation through the body, and then allows you just to keep the hip and the shoulder in line. But you don't have to. And now open up that right hand, press into the right foot, press into the left foot. This is kind of what gives us the energy in our body. Turn the head to look up to that right hand. See if you can find that little pause and that balance within your practice here. And if you fall out, don't worry, just glide back into it again. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to breathe in, bring the right hand back onto the hip, bring the right foot to join the left foot. From here, bend those knees, breathe in, lift up into Utkatasana, holding it here. Pressing all the way back. Breathe in, lifting those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, swallow dive, let those hands come all the way down towards the earth. Breathing in, looking halfway up. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank. Come down either through Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, nose, chest. Open the chest and the heart. Exhale, push back into plank. Now hold it here in plank. Hands under the shoulders. We're going to rotate into side plank. So just rotate over to, doesn't matter, either side, left side or right side. And lifting the arm up towards the sky. You can either stack the feet or you can keep the feet kind of open and cross. And then breathe in and bring that hand all the way down onto the floor. Rotating through and lifting the other arm up towards the sky. And exhale, bring that hand all the way down onto the earth. From here, we're going to, which leg are we going to do? The opposite, the other leg you did the other last time. So I think it's the right leg you lift. Going to lift the right leg up. If you feel it's the other leg, then you'll probably know from which way you're facing. From here, we're going to place that right foot forward in between the hands. Bring that right foot forward, drop the left heel all the way down. From here, we're going to breathe in, lifting that left arm all the way up. Bringing the arms over, holding onto that big ball. Press into that foot, that front foot, bending that front knee. And then from here, breathe in, bring that left hand onto that hip. Coming forward with that right hand, bring that right hand through, and then lift and open up through the heart again. Look up to that left hand. So really looking up towards that left hand. Good, lovely. Trikonasana pose. Again, finding that little pause in your practice. And then from here, bend that front knee, breathe in, taking, just imagine you're holding that big ball again. Over behind you, stretch, really lift up through this right side of the body. And then from here, breathing in, taking that left hand onto the hip. Come forward, let the right hand come down to either the earth or a block if you're using a block. From here, taking that left hand to open up that left hand. Take the left hand up towards the sky. And really from the right hand to the left hand, really feel that stretch and that openness in the shoulders as we work through here. Listen to the sound of the breath. Brilliant. And then from here, let that left hand drop all the way down. Bring the legs together, bring the feet together, drop into Utkatasana. And then breathe in, lifting those arms into Utkatasana. And then from here, standing tall, lift and lengthen through the body. Now exhale, dropping that left hand down, bring that left leg across the body and the left hand across the body and the right arm comes over. And breathe in and lift in. Taking the arms up and over to the other side. Really find that weight into that right leg. Breathing in, coming all the way up. From here, we're going to take the left leg and we're going to bring that left leg. Hopefully it's the same one we just worked. And then we're going to bring the left hand and we're going to breathe in. Lift both arms up, stretch into those fingers. You can bring the thumb to the ring finger, Earth Mudra, and really lift and open there, slightly looking up. Find your focus and your gaze and hold it there. And as we do, we kind of keep that energy, our drishti, in one focus, 1 point focus, rather than scattering our energy. That allows us to find that pause in the body. And then bring the hands together. Bring the thumbs into the heart, bring that right leg. And to place that left foot down onto the floor. Taking the other leg, take the other foot over. Pressing through, lifting the arms from here. We're going to bring the left arm over. Right arm comes across the body. And then breathe in, coming up, circling it round over to the other side. And breathe. And then from here, breathing in, lifting both arms up. Exhale, let those hands come down, picking up that leg that was across the body, bring it onto the inner thighs. And then lifting the arms up, open the chest and the heart, You can bring the thumb and the ring finger together. Lift your gaze, so you lift the chest and the heart high. Find your focus. And then from here, bring the palms together, release the foot all the way down. Look down towards the hands, sweeping those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, let the hands come all the way down towards the earth. Releasing those hands all the way down. Breathe in, come up onto those toes. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Bring the knees down onto the floor. Sit back on those heels if that feels okay. If you need to have a cushion or even come up onto your, so you might feel that you need to be up on your knees. You might feel that you need a cushion underneath your bottom there. And just rolling the shoulders all the way down back. Lift both arms up towards the sky. From here, we're going to let that right hand drop down onto the belly, and the left hand just pushes over to the left hand side, to the right hand side. And then breathing in, lifting that arm up. Exhale, taking that left hand and pressing over into the right hand side. And then breathe in, lifting both arms all the way up. Draw those elbows together. Lift and open those chests. And then exhale, let the thumbs come down into the heart. Take the hands along the knees. Slide, pull the body and the chest forward, slide down, open up through that lower back. You can take the hands down to the feet here as we fold up into our child's pose. And as we fold into the child's pose, just notice that openness in the back of your heart space. So breathe in across those shoulders. Notice how the ribs open for your breath here. And then from here, we're going to breathe in. And we're going to lift the head all the way up. Roll the shoulders. Just lift the hips, drop over onto that left side. Take the right leg over. Lift the chest up behind. And then we're going to rotate. Bring that right arm behind. Press down into the left foot. Breathing in, lifting, lengthening. And exhale. And just twist in to look over the right shoulder here. And exhale, coming all the way back. Just turn that foot, so bring the other foot out, turn that foot out, press into the soles of the feet, lift the chest. Exhale, kind of roll the shoulders back so the chest comes forward and folds over that front knee. And then breathe in and lifting the head high. From here, we're going to take this left foot, press into that left foot, rotating all the way around behind you. And then the legs should come over, so you've got the left leg over the right knee. Now press down into that left foot, lifting the chest all the way up. Making sure that both buttocks are on the floor, because we might have gone a little bit astray in that twist. Then from here, we're going to have a nice gentle rotation, taking that right hand over that left knee, rotating, breathing in. As we exhale, just turning, looking over the shoulder here. And then easing back. Bring this foot, turn that foot up. Now remember, if that's too much, then we can always just extend that right leg out from underneath. So you can even stay here. I'll stay here with anyone who wants to stay here, or you can have the leg bent underneath. So whatever feels okay for you. Then from here, you're going to take a nice long deep breath in. Lifting and then exhale and then folding. Now I'm doing the modified version, so you can have the right leg bent underneath if you want to, and the left leg across. And just easing forward, pull the shoulders down the back, lift and open the hearts. And then breathe in and lifting the chest. Just taking both legs, straighten both legs out. Lift and open the heart. Lift both arms up as if you're hugging that big ball. And then exhale, take that ball as if it's in front of you, and then rolling down. Use your core as you roll all the way down, taking the arms above the head. Circling those arms all the way out, palms facing up towards the sky, feet dropping out to the sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh the breath. Here, if you want an extra blanket or a top or something, just taking that and just putting it over you. You can dim the lights if you want to. As we just settle here in Shavasana. And then taking one hand onto the heart, one hand onto the belly. Chin tucked in, body nice and long. And just focus on the flow of the breath here. That easy in, easy out. Listen to the sound of the breath. And each time you exhale, just feel that little pause at the end of the exhalation, and then breathing in. And then exhale. Just allowing yourself just to become still, sink down into the earth. And then take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Bring some movement to your body, your fingers, your toes. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Hugging those knees in towards the chest, rocking those knees from side to side. And then dropping the knees over to the right hand side. And then just very slowly and in your own time, just rolling up into a seated position. So coming up nice and slowly. Sitting nice and tall, relaxing those shoulders. Breathe in, lifting those arms up towards the sky, stretch up. As you bring the hands together, just don't quite bring them completely together. Just feel that energy in between the hands, the palms. And then just drawing the fingertips together and the base of the hands, look down towards the fingers. And breathe in and lifting the head. And thank you very much for your practice this evening. Om Shanti.